Hello you guys, welcome here. It has been so long and I am so sorry, but life has been crazy and that's what has led us to a 4-month delay in videos. I did want to share an in-depth update with you guys because I feel so disconnected from you all, and I truly feel like it's because I haven't been able to sit down and talk and really share things. I've just been doing short form and you just really don't feel that connection that I've been missing so much, that I believe came from podcasting and YouTube, both of which I didn't do for a long time. If you guys follow me on shorts here or on any other social media channels, you will know I am pregnant, and I'm actually halfway through my pregnancy. I am currently 21 and a half weeks pregnant, and that is mainly the reason why I've been so absent. That and a few just other things really kind of took me out for a bit. And the more I stay away from YouTube, the longer and harder it is for me to get back. I just get so out of the routine of filming myself talking to a camera. So that is why we've had a delay. But I wanted to start this video off by giving you guys an in-depth pregnancy update, because I feel like I may have shared bits and pieces here, but this pregnancy has definitely been a little bit harder, and I feel like that's why I've been just not very consistent. So we're gonna start with that and then we will get on with the rest of the video. But let's rewind to last year. So we started trying to get pregnant. I think November was the first time I took a test, and it took us about 6 months to get pregnant this time around, which I know is a very normal amount of time. But for me personally, that was not normal for our situation. With my first two, we got pregnant first month, which looking back is such a blessing. And I just didn't realize that most people don't get pregnant right away. And so I feel like that kind of started me off in a very negative space with my pregnancy. I was just very, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't gonna happen for us again, and I really wanted more kids, and so it was really hard mentally. We luckily did get pregnant about 6 months in, and I found out around Echo's birthday, which was March 31st. I think I found out a day or two later, so April. Right when I found out, I also got dropped from my talent agency that I had switched to in January. I was with my previous manager for a year and a half, and then this company had reached out to me, promised so many amazing deals, and so of course I got excited. I switched over, and it was unfortunately just not the experience that I was promised at all. I will not go into it because I don't want to bash them, but did not have a great experience, and within the same week of finding out I was pregnant, they dropped me. And luckily, my previous manager took me back. She is a saint, and she has completely turned everything back around. And I truly wish I would have just stayed with her the whole time, because we could have allowed for a lot of that to not happen. But it is what it is. You live and you learn, and luckily she took me back. But that was kind of hard too at the beginning of my pregnancy, just not knowing where my career was, and just being afraid. My income does affect our family. We need my income in order to just live well. So it was really stressful. And this pregnancy, I also got very sick at the beginning. I think the worst weeks were about 5 to 9. I think week 10 I felt better, but then on week 11 I went back down. And by 13-ish weeks, I was feeling a lot better, nausea-wise. I never threw up. I don't ever throw up. I really avoid throwing up as best as I can, but I was just nauseous all day long. And as you guys know, I have 2 toddlers, so it was really hard to just be present for them and show up for them while I felt like absolute crap. And this pregnancy, mentally, I have struggled the most. I actually tried to film this video last week, but I started getting very emotional and I stopped filming it because I don't want to sit here and cry. And overall, everything is great. We have been so fortunate that everything has turned out to be okay. But mentally, I've definitely struggled this time around. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to open up about it a little bit, because I have a friend that struggled with her pregnancies as well. And before that, I had never heard of people being so, I don't want to say that I've been depressed, because that's a term that I feel like you need to be diagnosed for, but I've definitely been very sad. I've been very anxious. I've been very rageful. And I just feel like I've been very out of control of my emotions. And I don't really remember feeling like this heavily with my other two. So yeah, that first month, I remember there was one weekend where I just could not do it anymore. And so I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I need you to take them overnight. I think it was a Friday night. I dropped them off at 5 p.m. And I was like, I'll come get them in the morning, but I just need to sit on my couch and cry, honestly. And when I got over there, my dad was home and he looked at me and he was like, you are not okay. And I'm like, I know, I am not okay. I'm a shell of a human right now. So I'm so thankful that I was able to do that and have their help in that sense. But both of my parents do work, and Nathaniel's parents work as well, so I really didn't have that help. And so it was really hard for a bit. At 7 weeks, I had an ultrasound, and they also found that I had a subchorionic hemorrhage, I believe. And it was, what I remember her saying, 6 centimeters, which sounds like so big. Like that's literally, no, centimeters are smaller. Okay, yeah, no, I think it was 6 centimeters. But the risk of that, if you guys don't know, is bleeding and miscarrying. And so she wanted me to come back like 2 weeks later to check on it. And so after just like what felt like forever to get pregnant, to then be told like you have a chance of miscarrying was like super anxiety ridden for me. And so we had to wait a couple weeks to figure that out. And then I also had to do a gestational diabetes test at that point, because if you guys don't know, I had GD with both Rocky and Echo. And the more times you have it, the more likely you're to have it again. So they had to check me at 7 weeks to see if I had developed like regular diabetes. Luckily, I passed that. And then I went back 2 weeks later, and luckily the hemorrhage had shrunk a little bit. It was not getting bigger, and I didn't experience any bleeding or anything like that. But again, I just feel like I started off my pregnancy very anxiety ridden, and I was already not in a good mental space. I was crying like literally at every appointment, and I just was a mess. After that, they luckily put me back on a normal schedule and things started to go up. I just realized my ring's not on. But things started to be better for a bit. We ended up doing an ultrasound at 14 weeks and 5 days, I believe, to find out the gender of the baby. And if you guys missed that video, we are having another boy, which I was so convinced we were having a girl. Like, would have bet you $1,000 it was a girl. Every single old wives' tale I did pointed to girl. Obviously, my husband would have loved whatever gender we have. I feel like I have to preface that. But he wanted a boy so bad that I was just like, it's not gonna be a boy. Like, there's no way. Because he was just like, no, it's gonna be a boy. And I'm like, you're gonna be wrong. So I don't know if that was like part of it that made me think that too, but I was wrong. It is very much so a boy. And we are so excited. I do think we have his name picked out. It's about 90% sure. We love it, but I just want to keep my like mind open to any names that sound better. But as of right now, nothing compares at all. So that was really exciting. And then from that appointment to my anatomy scan, I did feel extremely tired. And I feel like I've been putting on weight the same that I have with my other 2 pregnancies. And I've gained the most in my 2nd trimester because I basically have uncontrolled diabetes at that time. And so I had started talking to my doctors about that, and they were just like, well, if we test you now, you can do a 3-hour test, but if you pass it, you still have to do it at 28 weeks, which I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And so I just feel like mentally I've been very stressed about what I'm consuming, and I'm trying my best to do well, but I also don't feel good. And I also, of course, like want the carby stuff, you know, you're pregnant. And I feel like every other pregnant person is like, whatever, you can eat whatever you want. And I feel like I'm dieting every time I'm pregnant, which, just long story short, I do appreciate the fact that it sets me up in the future and it's good for me and I'm being healthy, but it is just like another thing that just like kind of sucks. And I am not really ready to poke my finger 4 times a day again. They basically have me convinced that I do, or I am gonna have it again. The way that they're talking to me is as if I have it already, which also has just been kind of discouraging. I don't know, it just like isn't a thing yet. So I'm like, we shouldn't really talk like that, but they are just like assuming I'm gonna get it, which is a whole nother note. I really should have switched to a midwife this time around, but our doctor's office is literally around the corner, and so is this hospital, and it's just so convenient, especially with 2 toddlers, to be that close. I have been really trying to include Rocky and Echo in this process because they are old enough to understand, and they have been so sweet. They get so excited to hear about what the size of the baby is each week, and they like to go to the appointments, and they like to just like hear his heart rate and all of the things. So I really wanted them to be included in any of the other like midwives or doctors that I've heard of, or at least like 30 minutes from our house, and I just haven't done it. I know that there's services that can come to your house, but those are usually not covered by insurance, and we're already paying enough a month for our insurance that I'm like, I don't want to pay extra. I'm rambling at this point, but that is where my brain goes. So anyways, this leads me to our anatomy scan at 20 weeks, which was just last week. While we were doing the scan, she called my baby stubborn. She said that he wasn't like moving and he was clenching his fists a ton, so they couldn't see fingers and toes, which obviously is a little concerning because you want to make sure your kids have all their fingers and toes, but I think that was just like positioning and whatnot. But they also said that they couldn't see one of his arteries leaving his heart. which again, like, I don't know if I'm like overthinking it, but if they could see every single one but the one, that is concerning to me too. I don't know if they're like downplaying it or not, but they asked me to come back in 2 weeks to rescan for those. And then they also had me do a vaginal ultrasound while I was there because they were noticing that my cervix that my placenta was super close to my cervix. It's apparently like 1 centimeter away, which I don't technically have placenta previa, but they want to make sure that I won't develop it. But again, the way she explained this, I kind of feel like they're giving me too much information this time around, and they're like stressing me out for things to like not really be a big deal. But I do think if I didn't know any of this information and then something happened and they knew, that I would be frustrated then too. So again, this is just where I feel like mentally I'm not very stable this pregnancy. But basically she was saying it's like a 95% chance that it will be fine. I've had friends who have had complete placenta previa and they have still been able to deliver vaginally, but she wants to make sure that my placenta is moving away from my cervix and not towards it. That has been just like the mental stress and the rambling and the constant thoughts of things like in my head of stress and anxiety and just hoping that our baby is okay. I do feel like also on social media, I've been seeing so many things go wrong with people's babies who have had like healthy pregnancies, and it's just nerve-wracking. So yeah, I don't know. You would think as this is my 3rd child, I would be the least amount of anxious, but unfortunately, I am the most anxious. So that is an update of where we're at. It is Thursday. I go back in on Tuesday, so I will update you guys on the placenta previa situation and the body parts that they couldn't see. But I do feel like everything has turned out to be okay, so I'm very hopeful. Just this baby's giving me a little bit of stress and anxiety, and that's okay. The last thing I want to talk about my pregnancy, and then we'll just move on to regular life updates, is I do feel like I've struggled a ton with pregnancy rage. I've heard about this in postpartum, not so much pregnancy, but I have heard now talking to people that it happens to them as well. But I just feel like my patience is so thin. And with a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, it's really not ideal to not have patience because you need a lot of patience to be a toddler mom. And I just have felt very guilty about the way I have handled situations a lot, and I am trying my best. I feel like I'm apologizing to my kids all the time of just like my reactions to things, but I feel like I am not slow to anchor right now, and I'm just very reactive and very easily overstimulated and just frustrated. And I just have felt guilty about it. It is also summer, which I live in Arizona, and it is over 110 degrees most days here. And so it is just hot and miserable, and we just feel like kind of cooped up. And I feel this way every summer, no matter what the circumstances, but being pregnant, it just feels like, I don't know, suffocating in a sense. But overall, we are doing okay. As I know, baby is healthy. I am healthy. We are moving forward. My kids are doing great. My work has picked up. Everything is so much better there. My kids are back in school already, doing super well together, and things overall are great. Like when I think about things that I'm complaining about, I know so many people have it worse, and it makes me feel guilty for feeling that way. But I do know that everyone's hard is their hard, and I'm just sharing in hopes that any of you feel less alone and just more validated in the sense if you don't have someone to talk about these kinds of things. So anyways, I want to show you guys my bump because it's very prominent, and I want to document what I look like at 21 weeks. And then we will get on with today's video. I am so excited to be talking with you guys again. When I filmed this last week, I was like, no, that is not it. I am not feeling it. But I already feel so much better this week. So let's look at my little belly bump. It's not very little. All right, here she is. Well, I guess I should say here he is. Definitely prominent in there. Like I said, I'm 21 weeks and oh gosh, it is Thursday, so I think 4 days, so about halfway through the 21st week. But he is definitely growing. He is measuring big, but all of my kids measure big, and again, that's what makes me think that I have gestational diabetes again. But I believe they said he's like in the 87th percentile. Something fun though this time around is that my placenta is posterior, which with both the other kids, it was anterior. So I can actually feel him so much more. And Nathaniel was able to feel him earlier this time around too. And he is constantly moving. Like he is a very active baby. I feel him literally anytime I sit down or lay down. He is just like kicking around, and I can feel him here and here at the same time. Like he's definitely spreading around, which is super fun. But another thing that I feel like I should be honest about is my body, like dysmorphia, I guess you could call it, but I am definitely bigger this time around and I can feel it. And I'm just very uncomfortable, and it's been a struggle to just kind of deal with the changing of my body. I feel like I did get in a really good place after having Echo. So to go from that to then see my body like grow and change again has been hard, which again, I've done this 3 times. You think we would be good, but it's never easier. But I am comforted knowing that I can get my body back like I did last time. So that is great. Also, I have been living in just like baggy pants and like tank tops, dresses because nothing is like touching me, and it literally is so comfortable that way. I just posted a little reel sharing some updates of like clothes I've been wearing in 2nd trimester, and it's literally a different variation of baggy pants and a tank top because it is so hot, but I also want to be comfortable, but I also want to like feel kind of cute. So this has been my go-to. We're now in Echo's room, which she did get a big girl bed since the last time I talked to you guys. And just a quick update on that. She's been doing incredible. She does not get out of her bed at all. She has been struggling to go to bed recently. And when she does, if I shut the door to let her just have a second, she doesn't get out of the bed, which I'm like, when is she gonna realize that she can get up? Luckily, it hasn't happened yet. Rocky definitely learned to get up, and she just sits here and waits for me to come back in, which is crazy. But anyways, we are going to actually turn this room into the baby's nursery, and Rocky and Echo are going to share Rocky's room, which I am going to start working on a project for that today, and I'll share with you guys in a second. But before we did that, I wanted to share with you guys just like a little haul of some like random things that I have gotten sent for this baby and for Rocky and Echo that I have just been meaning to share. So the first is from the Choose app. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen me share about this many times, but it's basically an app that carries a bunch of small businesses, and then I have like a $20 code off any of those, and then everything on the site is discounted as well. So it's a good way to get some of the more expensive like brands for less. Like this company, for an example, this is Fostered Collective. In my opinion, they're a little bit pricier, but because of the discount on there and then my code, I was able to get them for a good price. So this is for Echo. It's an insanely oversized shirt, which is so cute on her. And then I got these little matching shorts to go with them. And then Rocky got the blue version of these shorts, which is so fun. And then he got a little blue shirt that says Slow Days, and it has like a bunch of fun things on it. I will leave a link for that down below if you guys are curious, but they carry products like Gather, Cuddle and Kind. I can see one of our dolls right here. So many other amazing, great companies. And then Oilo, I think is how you say it. It's OILO Studio. They sent over this cute little print for baby boy. It's little squirrels and it's little bedding for him. So I'm really excited to see that as well. I am not sure what theme we are going to do for his room yet. My plan is to do the kids' shared room first and then work on the nursery. My first project, which I do want to start today, is doing a closet system for them, because our closets just have like a one pole like rack, I guess you could call it, and I don't want any dressers in their room because it's also going to be a playroom. I'm going to explain this in a minute, but we are going to be doing that. So I feel like that's like the bigger project that needs to happen before we move him into a nursery. He's going to be in our room for the first like 6 months anyways, so I want to have that done first, and then we can do the nursery. And so I haven't really put much thought into like the theme or the way I want to decorate his nursery, but the little squirrels I thought was so cute. And of course it's just neutral and simple. I do like to do my like nurseries more neutral, simple, calming, but I do plan to add a lot more color into the kids' shared rooms and make it a little bit more fun and spunky now that they have like personalities and preferences and favorite colors, and I can kind of like go off of what they like a little bit more. So I'm really excited to do that. But the last thing I wanted to share with you guys really quick is this little haul from Kite Baby. I've actually never tried anything from them, but they sent this over when they saw my gender announcement photo, I believe, or video. They sent the cutest like little bear print for baby boy. It's like a 2-piece set, and then it comes with like a little beanie too. And then they sent the matching one for Rocky, which I think is just so fun. To have them match. I literally cannot believe I'm going to have boys, like multiple boys, multiple of either gender is just so crazy and so fun. Like I don't know. I'm just so dang excited. I know I was just very like negative and honest about my like pregnancy. And I'm trying not to be negative. I'm trying to just be honest, but I am so excited for so many things. I did like a postpartum fantasy reel the other day, and I am just like stoked. Like, I cannot tell you, stoked to have a newborn during Christmas time. Gosh, you guys, I feel like I could just like rant because I haven't talked to you in so long, but I'm due December 7th and I refuse. If I change my mind, yell at me down below, but I refuse to be induced again. And so I am like in my mind expecting to go over, because with Rocky, I was 40 and 2 when they induced me, no signs of labor. Echo, I was 39, no signs of labor. So I really do think that I will go over. And so I'm hoping that I won't go too far over. Nathaniel's birthday is the 12th, and I really don't want them to share a birthday. But long story short, I know I will have a baby by the 25th. So to just like have a Christmas morning with like a little newborn and just have the slowness of it, I could cry thinking about it. I am so freaking excited. But okay, this is what they sent for Echo. Just a little cute bow print matching set. I am struggling with wanting to wait for them to wear these until he's here, but also it is summertime and it's so hot and we don't have many like t-shirt, t-short pants, so I'm probably just gonna let them wear them now because they are so soft and cozy. Okay, and then they also sent like 2 little sleepers. This one is just like a zip up footy in navy blue. And then this one is a sage green, which I love. I don't know why, but I can like see this color on him. I do think he is going to resemble Echo a little bit more. I don't know why, but I just picture this to be like a darker hair, darker skin boy. Either way, whatever happens, I'm so excited, but that's just like how we are kind of thinking he is going to look. Just oversharing at this point. Holy crap. This is a sleep sack. We've never tried Kite Baby sleep sacks, but I've heard they're great. And this is like the little newborn attachment to like kind of swaddle them. So I'm really excited to have those and to try out their company as well. You know, when you want to do a task, but you know how daunting that task is, like how much it will require out of you to do it. And so before you even start it, you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. We got this closet system in for the kids. I found it off of Target's website, and when I found it, it was like 40% off. So it was like $200 instead of $300, which, by the way, I've always thought like when I'm ready to redo my closets, I'm going to just do IKEA, but I started building out this size of a closet, like a normal standard closet, and I was at $1,250, which is mind-blowing to me. So when I found this system for $200, I was like, okay, we are purchasing that before it is not on sale anymore. But basically what we're going to do is we are going to take everything. I'll just show you. And truly, I'm at a point where I don't care. Like this is the state of Rocky's room right now. And I just, if I'm going to vlog, I cannot be so worried about all of it. But anyways, this is the state of his closet. So we just have this one bar that goes all the way across. We have all the crib stuff in here while we're waiting to know where to put it. And all of his shirts are here. I did recently get these little clips to add to the hangers so we can hang shorts, because this system is only going to have 3 drawers for the 2 of them. So I'm going to hang all shirts, all shorts, and then in the drawers it'll be like socks, underwear, swimsuits, pajamas, that kind of thing. And then it's gonna have shelving here and then 2 bars on each side. I am gonna have to position it to one side or the other because the doors are sliding doors. So the drawers are gonna have to come out. So one of the sides are gonna be a little bit smaller. Wow, I'm out of breath. But so much better. And then we'll eventually figure out what to do with like all these clothes, but these will go into the other closet because these are baby boys clothes, which Echo's closet has so many baby girl clothes. Oh my gosh. But anyways, that is the plan here. I need to remove everything from that closet and put it somewhere. And then I need to rip out that bar and shelf, which I am a little scared that I'm gonna like rip the wall. And a part of me wants to wait for Nathaniel, but then a part of me doesn't because he's not gonna be able to help me until the weekend. And we do have a basketball game this weekend. We have, I can't remember, we have stuff this weekend. So it's not like I just have a full weekend to do it. And he still needs to build the closet. So I feel like I need to do my part. I need to clear it out. But I am worried that I'm gonna regret this. You know what? I don't know if it's like my lazy pregnancy self-talking, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I feel like it's just gonna be a mess and I don't know when he's gonna be able to build that closet system. And my thought was if I rip it out, it'll like encourage him to do it sooner, but where the heck am I gonna put all of that for the next couple of days? I just feel like that's a little silly. So we will do that this weekend, hopefully, and I'll update you guys in the next video of where we're at in that process. But I did want to kind of talk over their shared room too, because this has been a struggle for me to figure out what to do. Let's see, will this angle work? Okay, so you can kind of see right now, wow, my eyes are so bad, you guys. I need contacts so bad, but yeah, you can see. Rocky's bed used to go this way, but I moved it to go this way probably like a month ago because I wanted to see how far it would come out, because we need 2 of those beds in here. So the plan is to have a twin bed on this side and a twin bed all the way against the wall on that side. And then in the middle, I want to do a toy situation because like I said, we are gonna have toys in this room, which I've really never done until we started doing quiet time. But the kids are going to eventually do quiet time together. Right now Echo is still napping and she is definitely in that phase where she still needs a nap, but if she takes a nap then it's hard for her to go down, but if she doesn't take a nap it's scary at night. So we are gonna wait until she is for sure okay to not take a nap to actually put her in here, but I do think it's within the next month or 2 that she'll be ready for that. And so they will do quiet time together, and so I want toys in here instead of having to bring up toys from the playroom like every single day and having to swap those out. They also, long story short, have not really been playing with their playroom much. I do feel like they're at an age where like imaginary play is like all they want to do, and sitting and playing with toys is not really something like they want to do a lot of. And so I'm thinking if they are supposed to stay in this room for quiet time, they will sit and play a little bit better, especially if there's 2 of them. So I'm gonna move up all the stuff in here that has to do with like buildings, like magnet tiles, Legos, all of the small fun things. I know it's gonna be fun to clean up this room every single day, or I won't and it'll look like this, but that's the plan. So I wanna have some sort of toy storage unit in between and then kind of use the top as like a nightstand. I was thinking about getting sconces to put on top. We are also going to redo the wallpaper and we are going to hopefully add some color into this room. I want to do, this is me, I want to do it and I don't want to hire someone, but like I've never done this before. I know I can do it, but I don't know if it's going to go well. You guys catch my drift, but I'm going to do beadboard around the entire perimeter of the room, and then I want to do wallpaper on the top half. I did find some wallpaper that I loved from Rocky Mountain Decals. That's who I've done all my wallpaper with. I actually helped design this one, which is so fun, but I was thinking about doing yellow and cream stripes and then doing accents of green for Rocky like on his bed and pink for Echo on her bed. When I asked them their favorite colors, they both say yellow and then he says green and she says pink. So I think that would be super fun, and then I thought it would be fun to like have a lot more options of like wall decor or things like that that are more colorful too, that we can swap out as their interests change. But yeah, I really just want to make this room a little bit more fun and lively now that they're older and they have definite personalities of things that they like. I am gonna have my manager help me with this because she also does interior design and she is incredible. Like the room she designs, I'm like, you are so talented, I cannot. So I'm gonna have her help me in this space, but that is kind of the plan for in here. I do think I might do like a toy chest at the end of Rocky's, or I'm sorry, like a dress up chest at the end of Rocky's bed to put all of their costumes in here so they can like dress up in costumes for quiet time. And then I think books are gonna go like on that shelf or in the closet, I'm not sure. But if you guys have any ideas, I did stray away from bunk beds because they were fighting over who would get the top bunk, and I did think about tucking them in, cuddling with them if they were sick. Like that's really impossible to do on the top bunk. So we settled on 2 beds, and I'm really hoping, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm really hoping that I can get a brand to work with me on this room. And if that's the case, I will probably get new twin beds, but if not, I'm just gonna keep these IKEA twin beds and just like decorate in other ways. So that is the plan. Let's hope that angle wasn't so bad. I am honestly really terrified to have them share rooms because right now they do not get up until 8 o'clock on non-school days. They literally will sleep in, and anytime we vacationed, they sleep in the same room and they're up in the 6 o'clock hour. So I do know it's gonna be like a learning curve of them like sleeping in and not waking each other up. But yeah, I am really having a hard time giving up that like 8 o'clock alarm because we get so much done in the morning. Me and Nathaniel both go to the gym, like we have time to ourselves, and it's been lovely, which I know that's going to end anyways when we have a baby, but ending it sooner seems a little criminal. But I'm just like fingers crossed they will do together. I'm sure it'll be rough for a little bit, but I'm hoping it'll be a smooth transition. During my first trimester, while I was not okay, my sourdough starter got neglected. I actually haven't even looked at her in a long time, but I'm not convinced she's dead, but I am not very hopeful I can revive her. But standing and doing stretch and folds every hour was not something I was up for. I really was missing a hobby. I do really notice in motherhood, hobbies like center me. I feel like they get me using my hands, they get my like mind off my phone when I'm like bored and scrolling. Like it just doesn't ever bring any good. So I was like really craving another hobby, and my friend Artemisa, she learned how to embroider. And so she set up like a little coffee date. Me, her, and another one of my friends met up at a coffee shop, and she taught us how to embroider. And it's been the best little hobby. First of all, it is so easy. It's literally just like stitching. I feel like the hardest part is getting like the stitch clean and like understanding like just little things, which is so easy to figure out. But then also just like whatever you're stitching, you have to like write out yourself. So to get like your own handwriting to be like super good, I feel like that's where I struggle the most, which is so silly. But I am practicing doing names because I want to announce the baby's name by embroidering something on my like shoulder right here and having him on my chest and like taking a picture like that. That's like the thought I've had. And so I am using Echo's name as a practice to get used to just like stitching and yeah, I don't know. It's been super fun. The other thing that's really cool about this is you can start and stop it so easily. Like if my kids need me, I just set it down. Like other things like sourdough, like you cannot stop, like there's a process to it. Whereas this, like you can do literally anywhere and it's so easy. So it's been really fun. Just messing around with it and having something like new to do with my hands. So this is what I've been working on. I want to do a similar style or just his first name. I think I might just do his first name. I don't know yet. But I'm picturing this like on a sweater and just like the cozy winter time. I cannot wait. But when I first started doing this, I was doing it upside down. So like the stitches right here is what it looked like on the front. And I remember telling Nathaniel, I was like, I wish that it looked like it did on the back. And then I watched a tutorial and I realized I was doing it backwards. So that's fun. Also, yes, I do need to get my nails done. Rock actually asked me if I could go get my nails done, which made me laugh, but he loves just like seeing the colors I pick and stuff. He's so sweet. But anyways, I'm gonna work on this a little bit and just kind of relax for a second.
All right. Yeah. Last one. Try it. We're here.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. How are we supposed to do this without both of our balls?
I have to shout out this little stain remover stick because Echo's swimsuit had chocolate all over it, and I threw it in the wash without scrubbing it, so then it came out of the dryer with stains. So then I tried using this on it and I re-washed it. It's literally like a wax stick. I don't know what it does or what is going on, but it worked super well. And you can now head to my bio to shop the Kilean edit on Kilean. And you can now head to my bio to shop the Kilean edit on CaitlinMinimalist.com and use the code KyleenCM. If you're looking to curate your perfect jewelry collection, this is for you. Okay, finished laundry, and then I also got some work done. I had some like back end stuff that I needed to do for one brand, and then I had some edits that I needed to make for another brand, and so all of those are like little tedious things are done. And something that I'm really trying to do recently, because to explain, my mom finally quit her job. I've been trying to get her to quit her job for like 4 years. And she finally did it. And so she's actually helping me with the kids right now. That's where they're at. Now that like I have her to help me more consistently, something that I really want to try and take advantage of, like while I am pregnant, postpartum, that kind of thing, is just being okay with like taking the opportunity to just like rest. I feel like anytime someone has my kids, I feel like I need to get as many things done as possible. That's definitely something that I struggled with during my first trimester, was just like not feeling productive enough. And I really have found that I find my worth in how much I get done, which is not great, because when I'm in seasons of life where I'm not getting much done, I start to mentally crash. So I got work done, I got some cleaning done, I got things that I wanted to do like around the house, and I have like a little bit of a lull. I think I have about like an hour and a half until I'm going to leave and go get the kids. And so I'm gonna make some lunch and then honestly just like probably watch YouTube and chill and just relax for a little bit. I don't know why it is so hard for me. Actually, I do. My mom is a very go person. I do not blame her, but she had 7 kids and she was constantly doing stuff. So I feel like that was like what I watched and what I saw, and it's like something that is normal for me, if that makes sense. Again, I do not blame her. I love that about myself. I do feel like it's a very good like attribute to have, because it really does make you get a lot of stuff done. But in seasons of growing a baby and having toddlers and being tired and having the opportunity to rest, which I have been wanting for like 4 years, I need to actually take it. So that is what I'm gonna do for the next little bit. And I'm honestly really excited to just like kind of chill here and do nothing. Okay, it's about an hour later or so. So nice to chill. I did eat soup and I got super hot. So it took me a second to cool down. That's another symptom that I've been having. Not really a symptom, because I'm just naturally a overheater, but being pregnant in the summer makes it worse, which is where I wanted to end the video. I wanted to share just one last thing, which is another symptom as well, and it's my skin. So this is another reason why I thought I was having a girl, was because I was breaking out so bad. I got so much of the like elevated bumps like around my forehead, not necessarily zits, but like just bumps, like texture to my forehead. My cheeks have been super red, and then I was breaking out like around my chin. And then also my lips were like insanely dry. Like I put on chapstick and within 15 minutes it had eaten all of it. Like no matter what kind I did, it was like not helping, and they were just like cracking, and it was really bad. So I reached out to one of my friends who is an esthetician, and she put me on some products, and I wanted to share them with you, and I'll tag her account below. Holy crap, I'm out of breath. But I will tag her and the products down below. But it cleared it up, I swear, in like 3 days. It was crazy. And I naturally don't have problematic skin. Like I usually cannot wash my face and it's fine. But I was not able to do that while I was pregnant, and it was super bad, but it was insane how fast it healed it up. Okay, so these are the products that she recommended. This one I just got because my sister-in-law used to use it and I remember her loving it, and I just wanted a good cleanser. It wasn't one that she like necessarily did to like clear up like my problems, but it was something that would help because this is like a high quality cleanser. This mandelic acid, this is what cleared up the bumps on my forehead. Again, this is a very like high quality one. I don't know, if you guys want to chat with someone about it, I will leave her Instagram down below, but that was for the bumps. This one I believe was for like the redness and like the breakouts around my chin. I think this one was a hyaluronic acid of some sort, but like again, a high quality one. Oh my gosh, don't quote me on that. She's gonna kill me if I'm wrong. And then this was the treatment she got for my lips. And I've been using this and Aquaphor, and it has helped so much. It is only 2:40 in the afternoon, but I'm going to wash my face. I just feel like sticky and gross, and I honestly just like do not love having makeup on when I'm just like at home. So I'm gonna wash my face and then I'm gonna go grab my kids. So thank you guys for spending like part of the day with me today. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. I do feel like I'm going to stray away from like vlogging my days and just kind of like including things that I want to share with you guys. I'm trying to find something that is realistic for me to do, that doesn't feel like too much of a headache, but like also it's fun to watch and like engaging, where I can chat with you guys a ton and like feel like I'm connecting with you guys all. So just let me know what you're thinking. But thank you again for being here, for being patient with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.